Hey guys, welcome to Table Talk. My name is Brant.
And my name is Kim. And today I have exciting news for you and for you. Guess what?
What's going
I am
on?
pregnant. I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant.
What?
Aren't you excited?
What?
I'm pregnant.
Oh my.
Anyway, so I have all my little snacks here because
What are you doing?
I'm eating for two. I'm sorry. I'm eating for three because I feel like they are twins. Aren't you excited? I'm excited.
Oh no.
Brant, wake up.
Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Table Talk. My name is Brant.
And my name is Kim.
Kim, you know what? I had the craziest dream.
Really? About what?
Oh my God. You announced that you were pregnant. And it wasn't a dream, it was more like a nightmare.
That is a nightmare. Are you for real?
I'm not even joking.
Well, that's, you know what's so funny about that?
What's that?
Today we are talking about pregnant over 50.
that's terrible.
Yes. Pregnancy over 50. I could not imagine me ever telling you those words.
No, that would, wow.
Well, you know, today a lot of women are now waiting longer to get pregnant, you know? So a lot of them are
That's a
doing
lot longer.
Yeah, a lot longer. That's like,
So they're actually planning pregnancies over 50?
well, I mean, I don't think they, as young women, they plan it. I think what happens is life happens for them, and then they realize that they want to be moms, and so this is the time, you know, and so that's what happens.
Well, you know, it's kind of funny. I can see that because, you know, they say, 50 is the new 30, right? Is
Right.
that what
Well,
they're saying?
actually, they
Something like
say
that?
50 is the new 40 for motherhood.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, I get that. I mean, if you're staying healthy, right? And, you've been working your whole life or whatever your situation is, I can see that. That people would be more inclined to.
Well, I'm glad you could see that because I definitely cannot see that.
No. Don't get it twisted now. I can see it with everybody else but you.
Right.
No, don't want to see
I
that.
can't even imagine. I guess, like for me personally, I feel as a young person, you have more energy.
Yeah, of course.
You have more energy to give to your children. I think when you get older, you get to that point where, okay, like take for instance us with our children. We could not wait till they could start dressing themselves.
Versus, hey, hold up, I can't even throw the football.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But, when they're able to dress themselves or be home alone where you don't have to look for a sit or things like that. And to actually be in your 50s and having to go back and change diapers and, just having to deal with that. Running around after a toddler, that right there. But the one thing about that is it'll keep you fit.
Yeah, that'll be, I mean, like for us, we were 6 years and it seemed like 6 years that I was changing diapers,
Yeah.
So I could imagine that again.
I know. I can't imagine either. Oh my goodness. That's a nightmare. You're right. That is definitely a nightmare. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and jump into a few women who are in the spotlight who are now, were pregnant and had babies in their 50s.
Wow.
So we'll start off with Miss Janet Jackson.
Wow. Yep. Janet.
She decided to have a child. And it was funny because, she came from a large family.
Right.
And, her brothers and sisters are having children. So I was like, I guess she opted out. But then, bam.
She opted for a career, though.
Yeah, she did. First. But now, look, she has a baby.
Yeah.
At age 50, she had a baby. And then.
Is she that old?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, she's 51.
Janet, you're looking good, girl.
She's 51. She could even be 52 now.
Yeah, she looks good.
But then you have Senator Tammy Duckworth. And she was 50 when she had her baby.
How long ago was that?
Was it last year?
Was it last year?
I can't remember. It was a big deal, though. I don't know if you remember because, she's a veteran with disabilities. So that
She was
right,
a senator. Yeah, I don't follow politics that much.
right. Okay. You you live in politics, but okay,
I
we
do.
won't get into
I don't
that.
remember that one though.
Right. Okay. Yeah, so she had her baby at age 50.
You know what it is? I think as a man, I stay away from any top. I don't even like if it's on the internet. I won't even look at it if it's got a topic like that because I'm a man. It's like, oh my god, I don't even want to think
Yeah,
about
but
that.
that was interesting, It was very interesting. So, that's something I thought maybe you would have known about. I don't know why you don't know about it because it was a big story at the time. But anyway, then you have Sophie B. Hawkins. She's a singer-songwriter from the 90s. She had one child and she had her second at age 50.
Wow.
So I could not imagine my first, second, third, fourth. I could not imagine another child at age 50. I just can't.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then the last one that I'm going to talk about is Brigitte Nielsen. She's 54. She had her baby at 54. So, she's a model and actress.
Yep, know her very well from the old days.
And from Rocky, remember?
Rocky.
Yeah. So,
Rocky.
And then she was also on Flavor Flav,
Oh
show
yeah,
with Flavor
that's right.
Flav.
Flavor
Yeah,
Flav.
that was quite interesting. But anyway, so she had hers at 54. So,
She was on all the good shows. Well, in the end, Flavor Flav, that's the one.
Yeah, that's a great one, a great show.
Yes.
But anyway, so it's it's hard for me to fathom because I'm in my 50s and it's just something that I would never ever. I don't know. I wouldn't want that for myself.
Right.
But congratulations to those who,
absolutely.
who opted to go that way. Now, the thing for me is when you're talking about people in show business and they have children at this age, they have money, they have nannies, they have everything that they can pull support from.
Right, which affords them the time away from the kids.
Right.
You know.
Right. But the only problem with that also is I wouldn't want someone else to raise my child.
Right.
I think that's the problem also. Someone else is raising your child. So, I don't know. That's not for me.
Right.
So, but good luck to them, to those who, decided to go that route. Now, the thing about it, I have a few statistics here and some things to report on pregnancy over 50.
Statistics over 50.
Over 50. So, as you get closer to menopause, the window of natural pregnancy narrows.
Right.
So it's harder to get pregnant. They say at 47, at the age of 47 and over, it's at 1%. But truly at 50, it's really 0%.
So let me ask you a question with all that research. If I'm a female and I take extraordinarily good care of myself, does that make a difference?
Well,
or is it all biological?
It's biological because what happens is you're dealing with menopause. And
Yeah, but what I'm saying is does you being in shape, working out every day, let's say you're a nut, right? And you're a personality and you're always working out and you're always in great shape and you're always eating right. Does that slow your menopause down?
Oh, no.
Doesn't.
No.
Menopause is coming no matter what.
It's coming no matter what.
Okay.
So, and they say the average age is around 51.
Okay.
It varies for many people. Some people hit menopause very early, as early as 40, maybe some even earlier. But, once menopause hits, it's very hard to get
a natural pregnancy.
No,
I get that.
Now, the one thing about a natural pregnancy, and this defies all odds, is there's a British woman at the age of 59. Her pregnancy was natural, and she gave birth.
Wow.
At age 59.
That's in the top half of 1%, probably.
Now, that's totally crazy to me. 59. I'm talking early 50s, and she's 59.
Right. Like, I'm in my mid-50s, and I'm trying to chill out and, have the next 50 years of my life, really cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not thinking about having kids.
Right.
I said the next 50 years of my life.
I heard that.
Yeah.
So, but the thing about it is, it's great when you look forward to the grandkids. I'm not looking forward
That's what I'm saying.
to, giving my kids a brother or sister,
Yeah. You know what they say about grandkids, right? It's kind of like a boat, you know what I'm saying? But it's great to have the grandkids, but it's also great to send them back home. So that's why I would want to just stick with the grandkids and not have any more kids.
And how is that related to a boat?
That's another story. We'll talk about that another time.
Okay.
I don't want to take you off your
because you
pregnancy at 50 story.
Yeah, I have to.
Come on.
You have me thinking too much.
Oh
now.
my
like,
gosh.
Boat, baby.
Yeah.
Kids.
Having a baby on a boat. I get it. Yeah, I get
Maybe you push them back home. I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay. So anyway, this information that I'm about to talk about it comes from Mom Junction. Now most women at that age, they have to basically go for vitro fertilization. So it's a long process of, first you have to seek out a fetal specialist. You have to go for testing. They have to test to see if your ovaries function or not. They also test for to see if you have any problems with your fallopian tubes, and to also test your partner's sperm to make sure everything's normal. And I mean, that doesn't mean that it's going to be easy or it's going to work. It's just that this
Okay, so you got to check your what? Ovaries?
Mm-hmm, to make sure they're functioning.
Oh, how many ovaries you got?
For real? Anyway, so...
Okay, we got to check ovaries. We got to check fallopian tubes.
Right.
And we got to check your partner's
And then
sperm.
they have to check the sperm also to make sure it's okay. And then you also have to have an ultrasound of the uterus to ensure that you can carry the baby, to make sure that, everything's good for you to be able to carry the baby. And then last, you'll have to go through a psychological evaluation.
Well, shouldn't that be first?
Well, I guess they want to make sure everything, because you go through the psychological evaluation and then they're like, well, no, it's not possible because, you'll have a difficult pregnancy carrying or whatever. So they want to make sure everything's okay physically.
Okay.
And then psychologically, they want to make sure you're okay. You're of sound mind to deal with this journey. Okay. Because it's not an easy journey for a woman in her 50s.
Right.
They say it's harder. A pregnancy is harder on an older woman versus a younger woman.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, now there are advantages to getting pregnant after 50. A U.S. study conducted by the University of Utah found that women who have babies in their 50s tend to live a little bit longer.
I could see that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, maybe they have something to live for, right?
Yeah, but you know what? That's my...
Although I got plenty to live for. It doesn't have to be for a new kid. You know what I mean?
Right. But that my thinking is I wouldn't want to put a child through that because you don't know if you're going to live longer.
Right.
Well, we don't know how long we're going to live anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I know, but to be older knowing that the time could be soon,
Can't live like that, girl. Go out and get pregnant. You ain't got to worry about that. You know what I mean?
Well, anyway, so that's one of the advantages. And let me see. This thing is acting up.
It seems like everybody's living 80 or plus anyways.
That's true. Nowadays.
So you're already in your mid 30s, if you have a kid at 50, right? Mm-hmm. I mean,
mm-hmm.
So, hey.
Yeah. Okay. So also the study talks about their earning potential. They said, let me see. They found that a woman's earnings increases 9 to 10% every year that they delay having a child. So that means they're more financially sound when they have a baby at an older age because they've had time to save and get ready and prepare.
Right.
Because, a lot of times when people talk about having children, they're like, well, we're waiting till we're financially ready. You're never ready.
No.
So in this case, you are somewhat ready because you've had so long to save, put a little nest egg away and, do what you do. So,
right.
Yeah. So anyway, and also the last thing they talk about is the fact that you may be a better mom because at an older age, you've seen so much, you've experienced so much that you're able to make better decisions, better parental.
So you're saying,
decisions.
yeah, because you have more wisdom.
Right.
You've lived longer.
You're wiser.
You have, right, you're wiser. Right?
Like me.
Right. Just like
Me.
Yeah, just like you. Anyways, but how wise is it to have kids that late in life?
Well,
You're so wise having kids so late in life that you got to have a psychological test to make sure you can even have them. So I don't know. I'm not buying it.
well, the psychological evaluation is just to make sure that you're prepared. You have to remember this baby is not genetically related to you. Because if you're using donated eggs, right? And those eggs are being implanted in you. Those are not your eggs.
Got it.
So, that's how that goes. So that's why most of the psych evaluation comes from, are you prepared anyway? But that has a part to do with it also.
Right.
Okay. But to be honest, I think that would be in anyone who just can't have children and they're trying to go that route.
Right.
So, okay, so now there are some drawbacks in pregnancy at that age.
No way.
Of course there is. So you have health risk, and you have a chance of diabetes, hypertension, and preeclampsia, which is elevated blood pressure and increased strain on the kidneys and liver.
Sounds like one of those pharmaceutical drug commercials that I see all the time.
Yeah.
You take this. If you take this, you can have blindness could occur.
Right.
Everything else. I'm
including
like, well, why
death.
would I take it?
Including death.
Why would I take it?
Whatever I have, I'd rather keep.
Yeah.
I
think the longer that you live and the later you have children, the greater the risk.
Oh, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, people, they've had a full career and they want to do that.
Right.
And
sometimes, I guess for them, it's worth the risk.
Yeah.
So, and there's also risk to the baby. There's a chance of Down syndrome and genetic abnormalities in general.
Yeah, that might not be a risk I'd be willing to take.
Right. But your best bet, they say, is, to make the chances less, is to have younger eggs donated. So you would have to, ask for a younger person's eggs.
Right, okay.
Just to, I guess offset the chances of that happening.
Okay.
Not to say that it wouldn't, but, So,
okay.
Anyway. So that's that for the goods and the bads of pregnancy in the 50s.
Wow. It's been an educating experience. I mean, think about it. You either get pregnant young, and go through all that and, and then come out the other side where you're still young.
Right.
And they're gone like us.
Right. And so then you're living your...
Yeah, so now it's
next
almost a
life.
rebirth. We have another opportunity to do other things and to, to have a good time. And I'm thoroughly enjoying it, to be honest with you.
Right.
Versus live my whole life and then, much later on down the road.
And then have these little
critters. I want to start basically all over again with a baby.
Right.
I'll take the first one.
Right.
Yeah. I think the first one's more normal, right? More natural.
Well, you can't say normal. What is normal?
What's normal to me might not be normal to somebody else.
Exactly. This is normal for them because, I guess I could almost understand that they never had children and they would like to have a child. It's just, things didn't work out when they were younger. Some people, they're so involved in their careers that they don't think about it till after,
Or they didn't have, a relationship that they either felt comfortable with, you know what I mean? Exactly. They had a bunch of crazies in their life, and they didn't want to do that. Yeah, it could have been that.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, well, anyway, we want to touch base a little bit on this Hurricane Michael that is getting ready to
make landfall in about 4 hours.
Right. And, we just want to, say a prayer for those families that are
in the panhandle of Florida, southern Georgia.
that are in the path. And hopefully everyone will leave their homes and go seek shelter, because this is going to be a really dangerous one.
It is. I saw on the news where people were actually, we're going to ride it out in our boat. I'm like, how many times we go through this, in Florida and everywhere else has hurricanes, you get those people that, I'm a sailor. Okay, that's great. You know the water well, you know how to do everything. But you know what? Mother Nature at 140 mile an hour, sustained winds packing over $160.
Right.
I mean, that's no time to.
No, it's not. It's not a time to be a sailor.
No,
that's
it's
the
not
time
that
you have
time.
to think and be responsible and get to safety.
I mean, we've been through hurricanes. I mean, many of them.
Yes.
Living in South Florida, that's just part of the landscape. It's not this year, it's next year. If it's not next year, it's going to happen.
Right.
And, you always got to have and take the precautions. And, the one thing you got to do better than anybody else is not be your own news weather person and actually listen to the people that do it for a living.
Well, it's not even news person.
Well,
it's
be
your own
law
hero.
enforcement.
It's be your own hero. I think what happens is people, they want to stay because they feel like they can protect their homes. But I think what happens is you endanger other people, because now you're in a bad situation where someone has to come and try to rescue you.
Right.
So now you're putting other people in
Now you're
harm's
putting
way.
a first responder in danger. His life's in danger to save your life.
Right. So sometimes it's just best to listen and get out, especially if it's a really, bad one.
Oh, this is a bad one.
Yeah, they said this is a really bad one. So
yeah, the good thing I think with this one is it's fast moving, so it's not going to dump, 4 feet of water.
Right.
It's going to be sitting around your neighborhood for 4 weeks.
Well, the thing about it also is the hurricanes aren't fun. They're not easy. It's, a lot of devastation if it's, if it's a category 4 or more.
Yeah.
Sometimes 3, 2 can do damage too, but not as far as much wind damage. But the thing that really got to us was after the hurricane came through. It's the loss of electricity.
Yeah.
It's it's funny because years ago they didn't have electricity. Not years ago, but
long
time ago. There was no electricity. They used candles for light at night, and we acted like we weren't even human anymore.
Right.
We were like, it's like you're scavenging. Everybody became scavengers. And
here's what happens during a storm like that, especially after the fact, that your whole life now stops, and everything about the storm and getting through it begins.
Right.
So anything else, I don't care if it's work or anything, it's all gone. Forget it.
Right.
None of that matters. What matters now is the here and the now with, okay, how am I going to feed my family? Do I have a generator? Do I not?
Right.
Lights on, lights off, all that kind of stuff.
Well, remember
do we have enough water?
Remember the time, it was a couple of days we had no electricity. The one thing about that, though, is it brings the families closer.
Yeah.
Because we all stayed in one room and we slept together, as
It was more than a couple of days we didn't have electricity.
And we did all types of things by candlelight. We played cards together. It really brought us together. That's a good thing for people whose children are
constantly
just
on games,
totally disconnected from the family.
Yeah.
But I remember one night you heard noises and you were like, that's the trucks.
That was several nights without electricity, and I heard a neighbor's generator going off, and I woke up and I freaked out and thought it was the Florida Power and Light trucks.
Yeah, and you were like,
restoring everybody's power. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, you were like, I know what they sound like. That's them coming.
That's them.
I was like,
it wasn't them, and it wasn't them coming for a very long time.
No, right.
Yeah, but you know what? Back then it was hot, 80 degrees at night. Tile in your house is sweating.
Right.
I mean, it's miserable. You can't escape it.
Right.
It's tough.
Right. So,
that's why I always say if you have, family or anywhere else in the country or, go take a long drive. Get out of the way.
Yeah.
Come back when it's over.
I just pray for those families, and I hope everyone, gets through the storm okay. And,
Yeah.
That's all we can do.
Yep. And want to just make sure that you don't get pregnant during the storm over 50 or 40,
Anyway. Okay, well, guys, if you liked our show today, we want you to go down and comment. Please comment and tell us what you think. Give us some ideas. Subscribe, please. And ring the bell if you'd like notification.
And if you did get pregnant over 50, I want to know about it.
Give us a thumb up if you like it. Okay,
all right.
Brant?
Want to wrap this thing up?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.